We're back with more Chuckles. We got Knuckles in this part.
Yay! Are we finishing Knuckles?
Yeah.
We're messing with Knuckles to completion.
Yes.
Yes.
Eggman's beaming himself. That's cool. The PNG ship is leaving.
It's not a PNG ship. It's a 3D model. You
I don't know. For some reason, it looked like a PNG for a sec.
It's just because the textures are extremely low quality on it. It's like the same exact model they use in the cutscene where Knuckles is looking at the Master Emerald and sees a vision of the egg carrier. But that model looks fine because it's like a foot long, but they just stretch it to be really massive, so it looks like shit. But yeah, in between parts, I actually replayed Sonic Adventure because I'm insane, and yeah, I love this game. It's so good. Honestly, I know it's really difficult because this game is full of jank. But if you look past all the jank of this game, it's probably one of the best 3D controlling Sonic games. One of the best 3D controlling platformers. It's just so damn smooth. Unless you're, running into shit.
Yeah. Well, now, what's the difference between, getting rid of the jank for that, or for this, but not 06, or Secret Rings?
Okay, well, because... Yeah, what the hell? If you ignore the jank in 06, the basic control in that is still unfinished and doesn't feel great because it's just like, I don't know, there's no weight behind Sonic's movements in that. So, it's just got unfinished movement. You left the one up on the top of the fucking ladder, by the way.
Yep. I'm gonna be looking for that for a bit.
It was right there. But yeah, no, like...
you can tell if we don't play Knuckles enough.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting conversation to talk about what Sonic game controls the best if you ignore... bugs and stuff, because every Sonic game has some amount of jank to it, even Unleashed, even Gens, even though they have significantly less jank.
I think they have the amount of jank you'd expect from a modern game, which is why they're a lot better. But where would you put something in to the equation like Secret Rings? So I think that's very love it or hate it on whether or not you can handle the jank. It's
very much like the basic controls of that are also fundamentally very fucking weird and jank on their own. So maybe saying ignoring the jank is a bad way to say it, but ignoring glitches, Secret Rings doesn't have that many glitches. It has fundamentally flawed controls just because of how it is, but I still think it's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember as a child loving it and thinking it was perfect. I played the shit out of the game, but when I've tried replaying it, I can't tell if it's just Dolphin, but I swear there's a lot of things that just don't feel like they always work.
No, there's
So yeah, I can't tell if it's just Dolphin not liking my Wiimote because I do real Wiimote emulation, or if it's just the flaw in the game.
No, yeah, believe me, I played Secret Rings a lot on my Wii, my Wii U, and on Dolphin. It is just the controls of that game. It's just so the controls are just kind of broken.
Oh hey, look, we got the I Am Gay gloves.
Yay! But yeah, I think ignoring glitches like we were talking about, I think Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2 rank among the highest best controlling Sonic games in 3D at least. Right there with Gens. I think Gens makes some good improvements on the adventure gameplay while, you know, introducing some of its own flaws here and there. But this game just controls so damn smooth. Like, just moving the characters around feels so nice.
See, that's what I like more about SA2 personally. I think it has a lot better feeling for control. But
Oh.
what?
that was just
That was
no.
me looking up where to find the crystal.
No, I know what it was, but it was just funny seeing it, like, Knuckles suddenly slowing down. But
yeah, I don't know. I just have such a weird reverence towards Secret Rings in a similar way to Heroes. But I don't know. I find with Heroes I find myself more easily able to talk about the flaws of Heroes. For some reason with Secret Rings, I just brush over everything in my head. I'm like, oh, that's not an issue. Because I have replayed it a good amount and seen the issues myself. I don't know. It's just there's something about the game.
Yeah.
It just hits it so hard in my head.
Damn
Maybe it's the music or the style. Probably the music. It's got S tier music.
I think, yeah, the storybook games have some of the best just general style in the series.
Yeah.
From art direction to music, it's just all so good.
Like, I definitely didn't put as many hours into Black Knight, but it still doesn't hit as hard for me as Secret Rings did. I don't know why.
I was hoping you would show that. Where if you jump in before the thing is fully broken away, it's delayed, you entering the stage. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I think the storybook games never really got to reach their potential just because they were too focused on motion gimmicks than, you know, making actually good video game play. So
yeah,
like,
I do love the music on this stage. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Yeah, it's funky. It's a weird track in this game. I never really pay attention to it that much, but I like it. And this room right here, I don't know what it is. I like that room. Just like a random little mini.
Yeah, it's there for Sonic too, but it's just there.
Yeah. I don't know. That's like the we were talking about the controls earlier. That's the big reason I really want to see a remake of this, because just imagining what this game would be like with no fucking weird glitches that like hamper the gameplay all the time. It'd be so nice. But I don't know. We ain't gonna get that shit. We're gonna get Sonic Adventure DX Ultimate.
Fuck Sonic Adventure.
Knuckles.
I want Secret Rings to get a remake. That's what I want to see.
You get Secret Rings Ultimate with 90% more bloom.
I'd be okay with it. I just want to play the game on modern systems.
They would have to fully rework the controls, because even like mapping the motion controls to a controller doesn't work properly.
Yeah, or you know, whatever Nintendo's next console is, just add compatibility to the Wiimote. Just saying.
Yeah, but then you'd
like,
have to expect people to buy a Wiimote to play the game.
Look, even if it's limited quantity, do that and then an attachment that gives you like a USB disc player that can read Wii and Wii U games, like, and GameCube while you're at it. Like, Nintendo, please.
It's not.
Then you don't have to do
happen.
Then you don't have to do GameCube Virtual Console.
They're not going to do that to begin with. Let's be real.
Yeah, but it'll shut fans up. Being like, nah, we're not going to sell it digitally, but we are going to give you access to it physically. And I think that would shut everybody up.
Hora. Nah, see, what we're gonna get is a Secret Rings exclusive port of Sonic of the Secret Rings. No, I meant a Switch 2 exclusive port, sorry. And you play it with the Joy-Con on its side using gyro control.
You know, I'd be okay with that. They re-released Star Wars The Force Unleashed, the Wii version on Switch, and I had a blast with that. Very much inferior, but you know, I still had fun. So you know what? I'd be okay with that. I'd rather him do it than not do it.
Yeah, but then you have to worry about the gyro getting out of sync with your controller position and needing to reset it manually.
Yeah. I should point out this is coming from a guy who absolutely hates Colors Ultimate. So maybe I should just shut my mouth.
Yeah, do you really want another Colors Ultimate? Do you really want that?
Well, you see,
this is the whole
what pisses
reason.
Me off. Okay, what pisses me off about Colors Ultimate is they turned a good game into something awful. With Secret Rings, they can either take what is objectively a bad game and make it a still bad game, or make it kind of good. Like, what's there to lose?
I would like it to be... We lose the opportunity for it to become good. That's what we lose. It's like when fucking Sega re-released SADX for like the 5th time. It's like, man, they're never gonna redo this ever again. Ay, ay, ay. But this is like, Sonic Colors Ultimate is the entire reason why I'm not even upset that the Generations portion of Sonic X Shadow Generations is like basically the exact same game.
Yeah.
I really do not want another Colors Ultimate ever again. That's horrible.
No. There are apparently improved visuals in the Chow. So, it's not the same game.
The improved visuals in question are just the fact that it's in
Bloom.
4K 60 now.
Bloom!
Bloom!
Every older game loves Bloom, right?
Yeah. It's like a PS2 era platformer.
When you make a 3D Gravity Penguin game or whatever 3D game you want to work on, add an option to turn the bloom up to max.
Bro, you just doxed my game franchise.
I can bleep it.
Please. Please do that. Anyways. This is the part of the game I got to as a kid where I was like, oh, I'm finally done. And then he does this and the Master Emerald's not completed. And I'm like, shit. I was very upset when I got here as a kid because these levels were really hard for me for some reason.
Yeah, I think Knuckles is going to be the second longest compared to Sonic.
Yeah, I think that tracks.
So I think Tails generally goes by relatively quick, and then everyone else is pretty darn short.
Yeah, Tails has the same amount of stages and bosses as Knuckles, but his levels are just micro versions of Sonic's levels, versus Knuckles, who actually has full-on collectathon, mini collectathon stages. Okay, never mind. It looks like shit here too.
Seriously, if this game were an RPG, I think people would have forgiven how weirdly it animates.
If it were on the Saturn still, people would have forgiven that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, other than the camera angles, this is literally the animation quality of a PS1 RPG.
Well, even like if it were on Saturn, I don't think they would have done the fucking wacky ass face animations. I think they would have just used textures to animate the faces, which I would have preferred for this game as well.
I think like with Final Fantasy, they never really did any facial animations other than like some very minute ones.
Yeah.
Instead, they just did more to make the character animations expressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, by 9, the characters were pretty animated with a lot of their movements, which was nice.
Yeah, I think for Sonic Adventure RPG or whatever on Saturn, they probably wouldn't have really animated, like, with actual dialogue, like actual, like, voice recordings, I would have to imagine. I would imagine they would just kind of have the characters... It'd be more like Ocarina of Time and how it handles its cutscenes, where it's like dialogue boxes and like the characters just switch faces here and then.
Yeah. To be fair on this game, it is basically animated the exact same way Square did for Final Fantasy X on the PS2. The main difference with that game is that game also had some really, at the time, complex facial animations, as well as way more CG shots than what this game has, with actual, characters in it instead of just whatever this is.
The way I think the way they sequence these cutscenes in this game is also just really weird because they're using the in-game player character versions of all these characters for the cutscenes, and they move them around by basically feeding them inputs.
Which is probably what they did for Sonic 3. Other than a few unique sprites.
Yeah, it's probably exactly like that, but the problem is this game has some janky terrain and the janky physics, so the characters will just slide around in random places, they'll jitter around. So, it looks very unpolished sometimes.
Alright, there is this point, I hate the egg carrier sequence for every character in this game. There are so much back and forth. There are so many cutscenes. It just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
And it always annoys the hell out of me.
I love the egg carrier as a setting. I think it's a very cool Eggman base. But I'm not big on it as a hub world. I'm not really that big on the levels it has either. Especially Knuckles' Sky Deck. I think it's horrible. Yeah, I'm just not big on it. It's like the most broken part of the game, easily.
Yeah, there are some cool rooms to explore that I like. That's about it. Like, I just showed off the entrance to one, but in that room, I paused a lot. I did a bunch of shit, so I just cut it out. I also got an invite from a friend, so I didn't want to dox him. That's why I cut that out.
Yeah.
But the rooms up there are pretty cool.
Yeah,
you find like Eggman's bedroom, and it's got a bunch of wacky shit in it.
Yeah, he's got like a little like kids arcade amusement park place where they got like little Eggmobile rides. It's very cute.
So, this is Knuckles' last level. It's also his worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best way to play this is to not mess with the lever at all until you've run around and located where all the emerald shards are, and then you basically go back to the switch it to where it needs to go for your first one, then go back to the switch to get the second one, everything like that. It's easier that way because then you're not trying to play the level tilted.
You say that you should have said that when I got to this level, because I'm not doing that.
Well, you know where one of them is. You need to flip it the other way. No, you have to, do it from the other side. It's stupid.
So, I think what's annoying about this is Sonic 2 and 3 had lots of random gimmicks throughout levels, and all of them control basically wonderfully.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily the most perfectly, but you never have to worry that they're just going to break everything. They all add a lot to the game.
Yeah.
This game does not. For the most part, most of them will break the game.
Yeah.
And that's such a shame to see. Like, if they put the Barrel of Doom in this game, I bet that even would have been fucked up.
Well, yeah, because the general physics of the characters wouldn't work that well with it. What the fuck? You just climbed up on nothing. Yeah. Yeah, this game's good, we swear. I hate
trying to argue this game because it's always the biggest asterisk I've ever had in my life. Where it'd be like, it's good, however, and then everyone just tells me, so it's not good. I'm like, yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah.
You just gotta suck agreeing.
It's like, I love this game to bits. Like, it's one of my fucking favorites, just by proxy of what it is. But like, yeah, it's so broken. It's hard to recommend to anyone these days. And it's a big reason, it being so jank, is a big reason why I prefer SA2. SA2 is just more polished and streamlined. Like, it still has jank for sure.
Yeah, well, that's why it's the easiest game to recommend, you know. It's jank, but it's also iconic. I want to recommend something like Unleashed, but everyone's just going to shit on the Werehog.
Yeah.
You know, at least SA2, despite its somewhat bad rep, is still just generally regarded as, oh yeah, people really like this game, though.
Yeah, but it does still have fundamentally the same problem Unleashed does with the Werehog. It's just...
It does, but the Werehog's the bigger meat.
Yeah. But it's like, there was like a long time on the internet where there was just like, everyone was trying to turn every Sonic game into something that, this is actually horrible, actually. You just are nostalgic for it, you know, that type of thing. And they were going really hard after Sonic Adventure 2. Holy shit, you got so lucky. Kill the Orbinaut. Wow, Knuckles should be fucking dead. But yeah,
No,
like,
you know what game that actually describes? Super Mario 64. Ayo! No, I like Super Mario 64. I can't say that. Anyways.
New thumbnail for clickbait purposes. Sonic Adventure versus Mario 64. Ooh.
No, that'll be Secret Rings Ultimate, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, like, it's so strange that Sonic fucking Generations, Sonic X Shadow Generations is going to be, like, the first good Sonic remaster, like, without, like, any problems. Well, it seems that way now.
You think.
Yeah, that's, I'll put the caveat.
It was looking pretty good, just saying.
It was looking but, you know.
Oh, shut up. You were hyped.
I was, just because I like colors. But I wasn't fully satisfied with what I was seeing. But anyways.
So you have to be very specific on where you go to trigger the cutscene. It's really funny. You can just fly past them and walk all around this.
Also, the flames in this area look hilarious.
And they don't work.
Flashing the fucking colors of the terrain on and off.
The Dreamcast failed for a reason.
The scenes still look better on the Dreamcast, even though you got the Dreamcast conversion mod on.
Yeah, but everything's better on Xbox. That's why Jet Set Future Radio is better.
How come they never put Sonic Adventure onto Xbox?
Because Nintendo.
You know what? Fucks. They should have fucking done that. They should have put both adventure games, at least Adventure DX and Adventure 2 Battle, on Xbox and PS2, and then they should have fucking made Sonic Adventure 3 instead of Heroes. Fuck Heroes.
This coming from the last video.
Dude, the comments on that video were fucking hilarious. Everyone was just like, no, you're wrong. When, you know, if they actually watched the video, I wasn't actually saying Heroes is a better game, but, you know, whatever.
To anybody who actually watched that and is watching this, thank you for watching the whole thing, and I hope you know we were kind of playing it up a little.
Yes. We always like to get into it when we're in our Sonic debates.
We love Heroes, we love the adventure games. We both probably like the adventure games more.
Yes.
Anyways, Heroes better than Adventure 1.
Anyways.
Who said that?
Anyways, Heroes better than Sonic Frontiers. We're about to get some more fucking shit. We gotta calm down.
No, what gives shit is when you say Shadow is better than Frontiers. Fuck that.
Well, I like Shadow more than I like Heroes.
Yeah, I know you do.
So, you know, transitive property, you're there.
It's weird that this game makes you fight Chaos 6 like 3 times, but, you know, at least you don't have to fight Chaos 4 3 times. That'd be weird.
At least, you know...
But, at least Chaos 6 feels epic enough. It's kind of warranted, and at least Big has a different fight. But, like, imagine we had to fight Chaos 4 the same way 3 times. That just...
Imagine if that was part of the game.
I can't...
You know what? Actually, in the remake of Sonic Adventure that's clearly on its way, 2027, confirmed, they should add a Chaos 4 fight for all 6 characters. I think that would be better.
Sure, why not?
You're not using the gay gloves. Oh shit!
What?
Why did you jump in the clearly dangerous place?
That wasn't there for Sonic.
No, it wasn't. Because Sonic just fought Chaos 6. That's why it's destroyed. It's like Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Anyways, what do the I Am Gay gloves actually do? I don't know.
They're just Knuckles' light speed attack, so they do double damage.
Oh, I wish I knew that.
You do one punch and you keep holding the button, and then, yeah, he'll charge it up. It's actually better than Sonic's Lightspeed Dash, because Sonic has to sit still while charging a spin dash to, get that going. But Knuckles
this
can
got
do
pointed
it
out to me once, but this song sounds like the Mission Impossible theme, and I can't unhear
it. Yeah, it does. Throw it!
To anybody who doesn't know, fuck you, Gareth, for saying that.
Is it also not just, like, basically the Act 2 version of the standard Chaos boss music?
I don't know.
It's that's basically what it sounds like. Because Act 1 is the... This is kind of like a more threatening version.
I don't listen to the Chaos music enough to notice these things.
You have to listen to it at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times in a Sonic Adventure playthrough.
Yeah, and I don't replay this game a lot. I replay stages.
Yeah, but you just played it for this channel.
I played this a year ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just edited it for the channel.
You think I listened during the editing?
So this is this is why some parts you just forget to sync the audio. I'm just saying.
I was watching Tenjo Tenge when I edited this part. It was great.
I was watching your mother.
Whoa.
I was watching Knuckles' mom from the Ken Penders comics.
I was about to say, if it's Ken Penders' Knuckles' mom, she might be a little sexually
disgusting
there.
She might be.
Hey, someone's into
she
it.
might be horrific and horrible to look at, like every Ken Penders artwork.
I just remembered Sonic Shorts when Knuckles meets all the Ken Penders characters.
Yeah, that was in the new one.
Oh, that was fun.
When Knuckles is like doing his idle animation and breathing like that, why is his tail breathing too?
That, of all things to question about this game, that is not one I usually think about.
That's another thing.
Is he breathing or just wagging it?
Well, it's like going up and down in time with his breathing.
Is that the tail moving individually or the whole body?
This is completely off topic, but that's another thing. They took away Knuckles' fucking long-ass tail. He doesn't have a long tail anymore. It's just a weird, dangly penis.
It is really long here, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he should have 9 penises.
Yeah, well, he's got his, 2 knuckles on each hand. He's got his tail.
How many digits
so that's
does
5
he have
at
in his
least.
feet?
Well, each foot is actually a penis.
Oh, just the whole foot.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, well, maybe not the feet, but, we also have his dreadlocks.
Oh, yes, of course.
So, there's like 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of those. And then you got his tail. So that's 8. And then
Knuckles is a walking phallic figure.
He's a walking tentacle monster with penis tentacles.
Anyways, after watching that cutscene, all I can think of is it looked better in Sonic 3.
I like how the Angel Island looks in this game. It's kind of cool.
It just floats up.
Yeah,
it just floats up, and like Sonic 3, you watch it from the ocean. It's a lot cooler. It feels more momentous. It's got the music playing. You know, you just hear da da.
Yeah, but like fundamentally though, it does also just float up.
It does, but it looks better because it's a sprite.
Well, does it? I mean, I will agree. I think the Angel Island looks best in fucking Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It never looks better than that game. Because in this game, it's weirdly thick.
It's also tiny.
It's also tiny. Well, it's not that tiny.
It's pretty tiny.
It's an entire fucking mountain range.
It's pretty tiny. It looks tiny. Then the hub worlds don't help.
I mean, the hub world for the Angel Island is just that hallway with Ice Cap, the red mountain, and then the part with the actual altar on it.
Yeah, it doesn't really, it just makes it feel small.
But you also have the entire
Sonic 3,
stage.
You play the entirety of Sonic 3 there, and you also get to see several zoomed out shots of it. And it helps, it helps present the scale in a better way.
You gotta think, Red Mountain and Ice Cap, the entirety of those stages fit within Angel Island.
Anyways, this is probably my least favorite of the vocal tracks in this game.
I will be the one to set your heart free true. Cleanse yourself of them evil spirits that's in you. Won't be fighting, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. You're wrong. They performed this.
What would you say is the worst track out of this?
They performed this at the fucking Sonic Symphony I just went to, and it was great.
Okay, then what would you say is the weakest vocal track in this game? That's what I said. I didn't say this was bad. I just said it's the weakest track.
I don't like My Sweet Passion.
Well, you're fucking wrong, bitch.
I don't like it at all, like you do. I have no such thing as weak spot. This is probably not going to be synced in the video, but whatever.
No, it's not. Can we at least agree that Big Song is fire?
Yeah, it's the best one.
All right. I'll agree with you there.
It's so much fun to sing, even though the lyrics are fucking stupid. And it sounds so hokey.
It's great.
It's like the definition of hokey. I like Knuckles' playthrough in this, I'll be honest.
I don't. I'm very take it or leave it, and I could probably just leave it.
Well, that to me is like pretty much all the characters that aren't Sonic. I'd rather just be playing as Sonic. But, at least Knuckles, he controls very well. This is like, this game and Adventure 2 are the only 3D Sonic games where you get to control Knuckles and he feels really good.
I don't know, I just think the whole time in this, I'd rather be playing his stages in SA2.
I mean, that's true. Like, I think SA2 treasure hunting is way better. Because people
But at least, like, with Sonic, like, I feel like I want to play these stages, or with Gamma, I'm like, I want to play these stages over SA2 because they still feel unique. But, like, with Knuckles, it's just there. I'm just not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm not, like, a huge fan of it. I won't defend the treasure hunting in this game that much. I just like it purely for, I like Knuckles' controls. I like Red Mountain a lot. Stuff like that. Like, I think Red Mountain as a treasure hunting stage kind of stands pretty close with the SA2 ones. Probably still not as good, but it's still a pretty good stage in my opinion. But I don't know. I like just running around and gliding as Knuckles. The fluid controls of this game. Yeah, that's just me. I mean, obviously everything in this game pales in comparison to Sonic's playthrough because it's just
Right.
The Sonic playthrough is just so fucking good in this.
I do like the Finn image here. It's
Oh
nice.
yeah, yeah, they're all great. I love that even DX just keeps the Dreamcast models in there.
Yeah.
This is such a good remaster, guys.
Is DX a remaster or a port?
It's a remaster. It changes all the texture, or it quote unquote updates all the textures. It updates the player models.
Yeah, I guess
It
this was that weird
adds
time where you could have
challenges.
remasters of games in the same generation. Because the
Yeah,
Dreamcast and the GameCube are the same generation. They feel leagues, worlds apart in terms of power, but they are the same generation.
yeah, and
Um,
uh, like you also got to think with DX, it adds like a whole bunch of new modes, like the challenge mode. It adds all of
yeah,
the Game Gear
I,
games. I
this
would
is some,
call it a
yeah, like I
remaster.
said, this was something you saw a lot with this generation, like Silent Hill 2. First released on PS2, but when it released on Xbox, I don't know if it had any visual upgrades, but it did come with an entire separate campaign,
Mm-hmm.
an expansion. So the good old Restless Dreams edition.
Yeah.
But it's just not something you really see anymore. I don't know if there was anything like that on the PS3 and 360, other than like maybe Near, because
Well,
we have two very different versions of that game
the
between PS3 and 360.
the closest we have to a modern version of that is what Sony has been doing with The Last of Us. They do like Last of Us on PS3, and then they make Last of Us remastered on PS4, and then they make Last of Us 2 on PS4, and then they make Last of Us 2 remastered on PS5 like a year later. And then they also made a Last of Us
Yeah,
1
but those are
remaster
across
on
different
PS5.
generations.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the closest we have because they're all 1 year apart from one another. Last of Us released on PS3, and then it got a PS4 remaster like the
I
year
suppose,
after.
but you can make the argument for these. They're more like enhanced ports instead of remasters.
They
It's
call
weird.
them remasters.
Hmm.
They're literally called Last of Us Remastered, Last of Us Part 2
No, I'm
Remastered.
not talking about I'm not talking about The Last of Us. I'm talking about like SADX and Silent Hill.
Yeah, but these are clearly actual remasters in comparison to what they're doing with the Last of Us games, which is my point of comparison. I,
Well, was it remastered for PS4 or was it just like a PS4 port?
it's
Like,
called Last of Us Remastered, and it updates textures
mm,
and has all the DLC included and stuff like
so
that.
like you have the DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition for Xbox One. It's weird. I'm glad we're out of this generation.
Now we just get. Oh shit! I dropped something. But
Jesus Christ.
now we just get fucking. We'll get like a remaster, and it'll either change too much or it won't change fucking anything.
Yeah.
But whatever.
We'll see you next part.